Hi, Verbling. My name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm so glad to be back teaching classes again. I've been doing mostly private classes, and if you guys are interested, I do have open hours on Thursday and Friday for private classes, or you can just send me a message if you need a different time. Sometimes I'm flexible. But today, in this class, we're going to be talking about travel again. We're going to be first going over accommodation and some other kind of situations. And Jorgen, welcome back. I'm glad you came back.
Thank you.
All right. So Jorgen, to start today, I have a picture, and I want you to give me some concrete things you see in the picture. So we're going to try and get 10 concrete things, meaning don't say like happiness because that's not concrete. All right. Oh yeah, and before I show us this picture, I'm also going to welcome Carolina. We had a Carolina in the last class, but a different one. Welcome to class, Carolina.
Hello,
Where are you
teacher.
from?
How are you? I'm from Colombia.
Excellent. It's good to have you with us. I'm doing really well. And it was nice to meet you. So, if I can get my screen share working, we will start our warm-up exercise. All right. So this is the picture we're going to look at. Jorgen, start and give me 10 or as many as possible concrete things you see in this picture.
Okay. And a lady that looks angry is talking to a man in a nice dress, blue dress. She's looking like she's complaining over something. She's holding a small piece of paper that looks like a ticket in her right hand. She is holding her left hand up in the air as if she was asking a question or something she don't understand. She's standing in a large building that looks like an airport with a lot of people in the background. There's something that looks like counters in the background. The people are standing in lines. There are aisles to be seen. Small, I can't remember the word.
The lines?
No, small compartments where people are standing, like small fences inside.
Oh, what are those called? I would say, I would call it a belt, probably.
Yes, they are standing inside small compartments. And it's a modern building, and it looks like it's at daytime. The man is sitting at a computer on the other side of the desk.
Awesome.
And
You
I
got a
think
lot there.
it.
Yeah,
What?
you got pretty much all of the things we can see. Carolina, is there any other concrete things you can see in this picture that you want to add?
Maybe she is claiming for something because she's not agree with the information that the ticket say.
Yeah, totally. So I think we got pretty much all the concrete things. Let me see. We have a few more students I want to welcome to class, and I know my screen's going crazy right now. Hold on a second. Okay, so let me welcome Mohammed. You were our contributor, our mystery contributor from the last class, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, it's good to meet you. Where are you from, Mohammed?
I'm from Kuwait.
Awesome. It's good to have you in class. You were in class last time too, but this is a new level. So it's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
German, welcome to class. Is that how I say your name? Or should I say
It's Herman.
Herman? Okay, Herman. Welcome to class.
Hi, Michaela. I'm fine. Are you?
I'm doing really well. Where are you from?
I'm from Chile.
Very cool. We have a diverse class today, although we always have a diverse class. People are from all over. All right. Ana Carolina, welcome back to class. So today we have two Carolinas in class. I'm going to be calling Ana Carolina. I'll just shorten it to Ana to avoid confusion. Right. Rising up. Uh-oh. All right. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
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 Was it just me that happened to, or was it everyone?
No, I had to
Me
reload.
also. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So there were some technical difficulties. Hopefully it will not happen again. Adi, welcome to class.
Hi, welcome. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Adi. Where are you from?
Indonesia.
Cool, very cool. I like your picture.
Thank you.
And Philip, welcome to class.
Thank you, teacher.
Awesome. Philip, where are you from?
From Laval, Canada.
Cool.
Yes.
So, for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Michaela and I'm from Phoenix. And we're talking about travel. We were going over a picture of kind of an unfortunate travel situation, and we talked about some of the physical things that we see in the picture. Now I want you guys to think of abstract things. So in this picture, we see some things that are not objects, but like emotions and things you can't physically touch. I'm going to put the picture up again and ask you guys to shout out, anyone who sees one, to shout out any abstract things you see. Anyone? Anyone have an idea of an abstract thing, an emotion maybe?
Anger.
Anger, yeah. From who?
Ana Carolina.
Oh, who in the picture is angry?
The woman. And also frustration.
Yeah,
impatient,
totally.
Maybe impatient from the man.
Great, that's 3 really good ones. Anyone else have an idea about other abstract things we see?
Unsatisfaction.
Yeah, totally. She doesn't look very satisfied. What about this guy over here? Is there any abstract things you can say about him?
I told you.
Speechless
Huh?
He seems lost.
Yeah, he's like, oh gosh, right? He's maybe a little lost, speechless. Anything else?
Passion.
What was that?
Passion? Passion?
Passion? Patience?
Yeah.
Patience? Patience.
Passion.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to be patient with this woman who's not very nice. Could be.
He's
Anyone
not,
else?
he's not looking her in the eyes.
Yeah.
So perhaps he's a little, what do you call it, humiliated or...
Yeah, could be embarrassed, humiliated, maybe
yes.
even like submissive, because she's kind of being aggressive, right? She's staring him down and making hand gestures, and he's kind of submitting like, oh gosh, she's so angry right now. All right, I think we did a pretty good job of listing things. The only other one that I kind of get this sense of when I look at this picture is maybe placation, which is when you like pacify someone. I feel like maybe she's angry and he's trying to like pacify her, right? He's trying to make her at least neutral, not something negative. So placation is another word that I see here. All right, we're pretty much done with that exercise. So next thing that we're going to do is talk a little bit before we go on to our vocabulary list. And the question we're going to talk about is, do you think tourism harms the earth? So this is kind of sort of a political question. Of course, travel is a really great thing. It's really cool. But let's talk about something that might not be so cool about it. And I'm going to start with Anna Carolina. Oh, just Anna. I'm going to call you Anna. Anna, will you tell us if you think tourism harms the Earth or if it's actually beneficial and helpful, and any reasons you see to support that?
Okay, unfortunately, it harms the Earth because you have to rely on gas, on fossil fuels, and we don't have a lot of them. And however, when people travel, they can understand better other cultures, and sometimes they can be touched by other people's and other places reality, you know, and then they can become more willing to help those people or those places, and also there is ecotourism.
Totally.
And well, and when a hotel is really green, they help in not just the environment but also the communities around, and sometimes they raise the awareness.
Good.
But basically, tourism harm the world, harm the planet. So far, I hope that in the future people can invent other ways of transportation and things like that.
Yeah, more development would be helpful. Thank you very much, Anna. Next up, Carolina. Will you tell us if you think tourism harms or helps the Earth in general, and why?
I believe that is helpful in the way that when you go to any place, you always change the situation in that place. For example, you change the culture, you introduce your habits, and I believe that is helpful in that way.
All right, totally true. Thank you very much, Carolina. And David, welcome to class.
Thank you.
David, would you go ahead and answer the question that we're all talking about, which is if you think tourism helps or hurts the Earth on the whole?
Both. I think it helps for the economy of the people who's there. It also helps to spread out the values of that country. But it also hurts because sometimes, because the governments think about the money itself, they don't take care of the sites, and that might hurt too. So I think it's both. I think it's both.
Very good answer, David. Thanks, and good to have you in class with us.
Thank you.
All right, Jorgen, you're up. Tell us if you think that tourism overall hurts or helps the Earth.
Well, I very much agree with the previous arguments that it both it hurts in terms of course, the pollution of the atmosphere, but I do not know how much airplanes pollute in respect to like coal, like energy, where they burn coal, and but it helps in respect to economy that many nations have a large amount of their income through tourism, and that money can be used for more efficient energy production and new technology, so that they will not pollute so much. And it brings people together, and I think so. On a whole, I think it's better for the Earth than it is bad for the Earth.
All right, cool. So I think that question, we've talked a little bit about it, and maybe we need another place to go with this conversation. So I'm going to give the rest of the class a different question so you guys can come up with more creative answers. Mohammed, you're up next. So you're the first one who gets the new question. I want to know how you feel about tourists when you see tourists in your town. You know, sometimes tourists can be annoying. Sometimes tourists can be exciting. So when you see someone foreign, maybe someone from the US or someone from, I don't know, England or something in your town, do you find them annoying and kind of stupid because they don't know what's going on? Or do you find them like really exciting because they're new and interesting? What do you think, Mohammed?
I think they are exciting because they are seeing another culture and they are interacting with a totally different society from their society. Especially we are Arabs and we have our own communities and our own behaviors. So I think they are seeing all our behavior as a new thing. So they are exciting and trying to figure out what we are doing inside our community. Also, all our behavior, such as the social behaviors.
Very cool. So you think overall they're good, they're positive?
Yes, yes.
All right. Adi, what about you? Do you think that they're pretty positive, or are they sometimes annoying?
It is very positive because it is very interesting to know someone from abroad that they interest with our culture, and then they interest with some place that we don't think it is very exciting to visit. Like they gonna see like many elephants in my city or something like that. It is very, very exciting for me.
Awesome. That's good to hear. And Philip, what do you think? Do you think tourists are kind of annoying or exciting?
I think they are exciting
How
because
come?
they are mixing and mingling with the local populations. They bring money to them, and
Good for the economy.
yeah, for the economy. And what is boring is when they do bad things like smoking in public places and so on. But in total, it's exciting.
Okay. So I'm going to play devil's advocate here, since you three all said that tourists are like great and exciting. Except Philip kind of started to mention some of the negative things. I'm going to play devil's advocate and tell you guys why tourists are terrible. Because every time I travel, it sometimes can be annoying. I've been a tourist many places, right? And I know that I make a lot of mistakes, but even as a tourist, I hate being with other tourists. So like, I'll go tour a place, and you have all these people asking stupid questions, and you're like, oh. Or you have, like, this has happened to me a lot, you'll be in a foreign country, and you see someone trying to speak English to another person who does not speak English, and it just is so dumb. The person is like, where is the bathroom? And the person from the country is like, I don't speak English. What are you doing right now? Yeah, so generally I think they can be pretty annoying as well. They're positive in a lot of ways, and I am a tourist many times too, so I can't be too negative about it, but I think sometimes they can be annoying. And I think they leave a lot of trash around. I think they kind of like, sometimes they're not great for this city in some ways, because they're like, yeah, it's not my place, it's okay. But I don't know, sometimes they're not so good. Sometimes they are good. Anyways, let's get back to the topic, which is travel. We're going to go to our document now, which is attached to the class. If anyone doesn't already have the document open, you go to the page where you opened the class. It's right under the description in a little blue link, and I'll screen share it for you as well. Okay, so this is where we're going to start. We're going to start talking about accommodations. We've got a few paragraphs here to read, and I'm going to break them up, so just read the highlighted section. And first one, I'm going to ask Philip to read the first little section there.
Okay. Vocabulary. Accommodation. There are many options for accommodation when you are on vacation. Most people stay in hotels. These can be cheap or expensive. They usually have several floors, and they may have a restaurant or swimming pool.
Thank you very much. Audie, will you read the rest of that paragraph? This part here.
Oh, okay. A motel is like a cheap hotel, usually with only 1 or 2 floors, and you can park your car in front of your room, or you can stay in a bed and breakfast. There are small, quiet, and cozy places that offer a place to sleep and breakfast in the morning. Often these are run by families or individuals, and they may only have a few rooms.
Thank you very much. This next highlighted section is for Mohammed.
Budget travelers may choose to stay in hotels. These are cheaper than other types of accommodation because they offer few amenities. In European cities, especially budget hostels are a dime a dozen. You will often see several hostels on the same street.
Thank you very much. And this section that kind of spans 2 different pages. How about Jorgen? Will you read that short section for us?
Okay. Hostels are ideal for young backpackers who can stay in dorm beds in a room with several other travelers for a fraction of the cost of a hotel room.
Thank you very much. And this section, David, will you read the last paragraph here for us?
Sure. Tickets can be booked online, by a telephone, or you can show up in person and try your luck. However, it's always a good idea to call ahead and check to see if there are any vacancies. That way you waste less time and can spend more time sightseeing.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to read the vocabulary words that were in the bold in the paragraph. Caroline, oh, question?
Yes, I don't know where to download the material, please.
Okay. Right after we read the vocabulary words, I'll screen share and show you how to get it. All right?
Okay.
So, Carolina, will you read the highlighted words for us?
Okay. Option is choice. Accommodation, place to stay on vacation, for example. Motel, hotel, bed and breakfast, hostel, different kinds of accommodation. Quaint, charming and cute, and a little old or traditional. Cozy, comfortable. Offer, to provide, to make available, to give. Individual, a single person or a single thing.
Thank you very much. And Anna, will you read these highlighted words?
Which one? I am seeing the same words. Okay, just to tell me when you stop. Budget, a plan for using an amount of money. Inexpensive, good for a limited budget. Amenities, extra things that make you more comfortable in a hotel. For example, amenities include a TV, pool, exercise room, etc. Backpackers, people, usually young people, who travel a long distance with only a large backpack. Dorm, a room with beds for several people. Fraction, a number that is less than 1. For example, one half, 3/4. I'm not sure. A small part. In via, how can I pronounce?
Via.
Via. Using. Via using. You can communicate via phone, email, or letter. You can travel via car, plane, or boat.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We've just got a few more words. Let's have Jorgen read them since his section was kind of small. So just the last couple words here, Jorgen.
Yes, can you scroll up?
Yeah, you mean down?
Yes, okay. Call ahead to call before you arrive. Vacancies, rooms in a hotel, for example, that are not full. Sightseeing, to visit interesting places and take pictures, usually when you are on vacation.
All right. So thank you guys for reading that. And if you have any other questions about the vocabulary that we didn't already answer or anything else, hold them for 1 second. I'm just going to show us quickly how to get the document. So if anyone does not already have the document, I will screen share for you how to get it. Okay, so let's go to classes. Actually, there we go. So if you go to the classes page, actually, where is my classes page? Oops, hold on. I gotta find it first before I can show you guys. La la. There's a mouse in my room right now and he's distracting me. I know that's not a really good excuse, but it's kind of like every couple minutes out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh, what is that? And it's like this tiny little mouse. He's running around. Okay. Oh, I can't get to it anymore. But I'll show you where you can find it anyways. So I'm having trouble actually getting to the class page, but I'll show you where you can find it in general. So this is what you see when you enter a class, right? You've got this little enter. This will say join or enter or whatever. And then you've got the screen here. And then below it, you'll see that there's a description of the class and a link. This blue link is where you find the materials for the class. So the document I'm looking at is under this blue link on the page that you joined.
Okay, thanks.
Make sense? Okay. All right. Now that we are finished with that business, do you guys have any other questions from that paragraph that we read, or from the couple paragraphs that we read? Anything we didn't already go over about vocabulary, anything else, pronunciation? One thing I wanted to stress is that this word here has the stress on the first syllable, so it rhymes with hotel. It's motel. And I see we have kind of a funny little note in the chat box about how murders usually happen there in movies. You're right. They're usually not known for being really high quality places. A lot of times people think of them as like this negative place where like murders happen or prostitution, things like that. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's not. All right. No other questions or comments? Then let's forge ahead. So we're going to use those in the blanks like we've been doing. And I'm going to delete this just so that we have, we can see it all in one screen. That would be nice, huh? Anything we didn't already go over about vocabulary? Ooh, I'm hearing some echo. Okay, so let's do number 1. And I'm going to start from the left this time. All right. No other questions or comments? Okay, I'm hearing some echoing, and I think that's someone who... We're going to use those in the blanks, like we've been doing. Okay, Philip, I muted you because I tried to mute. Yeah, okay, I muted you because I was hearing some background noise. It sounds like you're listening to the class, a previous part of the class. So just go ahead and keep on doing whatever you're doing, and you can rejoin us whenever you're ready.
Okay, teacher.
All right. So let's try number 1. Ken, will you try and fit the right word in the blank for number 1?
It's for me?
It's for Ken.
Okay.
Ken, are you there?
Yes. Hello.
There we go. Thanks.
We bought a small old-fashioned house in a Blanc Little village. in a cozy little village, I think.
Could be a cozy little village. That's a possibility. There's another possibility. Can you think of what other word might also fit there?
Okay, in a quiet.
Did you say quaint?
Quaint, yeah.
Yes, quaint. I think quaint is the best here because we're talking about a small, old-fashioned place. So I think quaint is perfect. Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome.
Anna, will you do number 2?
Okay. I don't want a single bed, but a double bed might be too big. Are there any other option?
Perfect. Thanks, Anna. Carolina, number 3.
You can buy a used car for a offer of the cost of a new one.
Not
Offer?
quite.
No.
Not an offer. Try again.
You can buy a used car for a fraction
Fraction. Perfect.
of the
Thank
cost
you
of a
very
new
much.
one.
All right, David.
My brother is in college. Sorry, my brother is a college student. He lives in a dorm.
Yep, perfect. Thanks. I'll get those out of the way so you guys can see all of this on one screen. And Jorgen, you're next, number 5.
If you want to go to the Olympics, you should book your accommodation early.
Thank you very much. Mohammed, number 6.
I don't want to buy 6 cans of soda. Can I just buy an individual can?
Yep, thanks, Mohammed. Philip, next up, number 7.
Yes, airlines are often cheaper, but they don't have as many amenities as other airlines. Budget airlines are often cheaper, but
Budget
they don't have as many amenities.
Awesome. All right. Next up, number 8. We're back to Ken.
Okay. The waiter offers me a free glass of coffee.
Thanks, Ken. Perfect. Anna, number 9.
Okay. My parents like to go sightseeing when we go on vacation, but I would rather just look at the pictures.
Thank you very much. Carolina, number 10.
You can travel to the island via boat or plane.
Yep. Thanks. David, number 11.
Number 11. That sofa looks really soft and cozy.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you. And the very last one, Jorgen.
Yes. Look, the sign says vacancy. We can stay in that hotel.
Awesome. So, no other questions before we go start doing something else? Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of writing. You guys are going to try and use some of these vocabulary words in tips. So it sounds like you've all had some experience with traveling, and I always feel like I learn something when I travel, you know, like I pack really poorly and then I learn that I need to pack lighter, or I need to get a better suitcase or whatever. I want you guys to give some traveling tips in the chat box and try to use at least 2 of the vocabulary words. Give us as many tips as you want, but try to use at least 2 of the vocabulary words. And put them in the chat box when you're ready. This is also a good time to ask questions if you have any. Mohammed, did you have a question? You said for number 2, can we use vacancy? Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Let me look at that really quick for you. Number 2. No, vacancy doesn't work there because vacancy is talking about an opening in a room, but that one is talking about beds. So although it's similar, it's not quite right. Vacancy is like if the room is vacant or empty, or if the room is full. It's an absolute yes or no kind of thing. Where this bed, there's like one kind of bed or a different kind of bed. There's a third kind of bed. There's lots of different kinds. All right. So get those tips in the chat box. Use as many vocab words as you can. Bonus points if you use the idiom, a dime a dozen. You get bonus points for that. We've got a few tips already ready. Accommodations can be booked via internet. That's a good one. That saves some time for sure. If you have a computer and internet and everything, it saves some time. That's the only one I see so far. But you guys have a couple more minutes. You can keep writing. I'll give you 2 more minutes to write some more tips. All right, we have a few from Anna. Will you read them for us, Anna?
Okay. Tips to have fun in Miami and Orlando without splurging money. 1. Ride a bike and go sightsee by the beach. It's almost free and you will have a jaw drop by feasting your eyes in the landscape. I'm not sure. 2. Have a huge brunch in a place called I Hope and you can save money. Then you can enjoy a nice dinner at a restaurant. A lobster is just $20. Set up a budget and jot down things you want to buy to avoid buying things you will regret later. If you have friends, sometimes it is worth it to rent a house instead of staying in a hotel.
Awesome. That was a lot of really great tips. And I love the vocabulary you used. I loved jot down. That's a really good phrasal verb for when you want to write something. It's kind of informal, pretty casual, but it's a great term. I love it. Also, the ones you used earlier, jaw drop and feasting your eyes, are some really good ways to phrase things.
I don't know the preposition.
So I have a couple corrections for you. I would restructure that sentence. Although those are both really good phrases to use, they're a little bit awkward altogether, almost redundant, like you might not need both. But if you wanted to use both, this is how I would restructure it. You can say, a jaw-dropping view when you feast your eyes on whatever. So that would be one way to restructure it so you can use both of those phrases correctly. And then I also stuck in IHOP. It's IHOP, all capitals, because it's actually an abbreviation. It stands for International House of Pancakes. So it's IHOP and all capital.
Yes, true. I forgot. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna. Okay. We've got one from Ken. I found vacancies in a nice little cozy hotel in quaint seaside village. I booked it on the internet. Awesome. Well done. And Ken, you've got one article mistake. Do you know what it is?
In a quaint seaside. Quaint.
So, yes, exactly. A quaint seaside village. Thanks, Ken. Perfect sentence other than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, Anna writes really fast. That's true. She got a lot in there. Okay. Back in the other chat box, I see one from Mohammed. Mohammed, read us yours for us. You've got a couple in there.
Accommodation can be booked via internet. The other one, backpackers usually head towards quaint places.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, I'm asking about, you mean tips, should be separate points or a small paragraph?
Oh, whatever you prefer. Do you have any other tips for us, Mohammed? You can add them.
That's it.
All right, cool, thanks. And Jorgen, go ahead and read us yours.
Yes. Packing your suitcase, you need to be smart and go through everything you can think of. Try buying a suitcase that is large, have wheels and looks slick. If it is light, it will save you some energy. Get one with an adjustable handle so you can walk it nicely, looking slick.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with you. I think this is one of the biggest lessons that I learned when I first started to travel, because I had like really bad luggage. It was all broken down, and I was like, oh, I'll save some money. I'll just use this old luggage. It's fine. And then I just had like a really miserable few plane rides because like you're lugging around this really heavy thing that doesn't have wheels and the handles are broken, and it was pretty miserable. So I think that's a really good tip. I have a couple little corrections to make. You have some agreement issues in the second sentence. It should be, try buying a suitcase that is large, has wheels with an S, because we're talking about a suitcase. So it has wheels, and looks with an S, slick.
Yes.
And then I think that's it. Otherwise, it looks really nice, the paragraph. Thanks for your advice, Jorgen.
Yes.
And we've got a couple more in the chat box, I think, or in the Google chat box. David, read us yours.
Yes. Save money and book the best accommodations with us. Travel by a Fraction offers you great, quaint, cozy hotel, motels, and dorms for a fraction of the cost. Keep away from those a dime a dozen low-quality places and book your great accommodations with excellent amenities with us from your computer at any time. Look forward to hearing from you and have a great trip.
Awesome. That was a really cool little ad for a money-saving company. I think I just have one correction to make, and it's about the idiom, the dime a dozen thing. Okay, so where it says keep away for those dime a dozen, we want to get rid of the article there because the way you're using that phrase, it becomes an adjective. So keep away.
Okay, so go ahead, sorry.
So I would change the sentence. I would also change the preposition there. Keep away from those dime a dozen low quality places.
Oh, I meant from. I say for. I meant from.
Awesome. Well, you got it then.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Other than that, it looks great. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Okay. Did anyone else not get a chance to give us one of their tips? I think I read a little from everyone. Philip, did you have anything you wanted to add?
That my
There we go. Go ahead and read yours.
yes. In Montreal, you can use the metro, which is cheaper than the taxi. There are many international hotels for businessmen and dignitaries. If you don't find a place in the hotel, you can turn to a budget hostel that is not as cozy as hotels, but which are very much affordable. You have to call ahead to see if there are vacancies.
Awesome. Well done, Philip. And I'm just going to correct the word dignitaries, slightly misspelled, but other than that, it was perfect. Thanks. Okay, so now I want to know about how you guys like to travel, because everyone has their own preferences. Like, I feel like there are kind of two extreme ways to travel, and then there's a lot of in the middle stuff, and you can explain your position. But some people like to travel where they go all out, right? Like, they save up and they make that vacation worth it. They stay at the nicest hotel, and they do everything they want to do. They eat expensive restaurants and all this other stuff, because it's their like splurge vacation time and they want to live it up. And then other people do traveling more like they make their vacation as long as possible and they only spend a little money every day. So they stay at cheap places so that they can get more time and stay for longer. And sometimes that might mean camping or staying at motels or hostels. I want to know, which is your preference? Do you like to spend just a little money and stay for longer? Or do you like to go all out on a short vacation that's really expensive? And let me start with David. I'm going to start in the middle this time. David, which is your favorite way to travel?
Well, let's see. I think I'm in the middle. I like to save money so I can have enough money to spend in the city, but I like to stay in that city for the longest as I can. But usually the last day or 2 days, I treat myself to a very good restaurant and a very good place. You know what I mean? So, for example, I usually, what I do is I go online and try to see the prices that we have there. I might make a reservation for a hotel or motel, depends on the price. But once there, then I try searching for places in the area. And if I can get in touch with the locals, that's even better, because the locals can tell you, this is the place to go, this is cheaper and it's nice and it's safe, and you can save money. So I think that will be my policy. I usually try to stay as long as I can in the city, but the last 2 nights I usually treat myself to a good place, good restaurant, good hotel, something kind of luxury.
Awesome. That sounds pretty nice. Thank you very much, David. Jorgen, how about you? Where do you fall in this spectrum?
How I like to travel? I like to travel by plane because I think it's fascinating to be over the clouds and look at the world over the clouds, and it's fast and you can travel far.
What about when you get to your location? Do you like to stay in like a resort, or do you prefer camping or hostels? Where do you stay?
I've only had 2 times, and it was a hotel both times. In London, I stayed at a hotel close to the inner city, and there was too much noise, and I didn't connect with anybody actually. And but in Stockholm, I had a hotel which was outside the Stockholm. And it was much more cozy. I talked to a lot of people, and there was a swimming pool. I lived at the first floor. So I would like to, if I am to stay in a hotel, it should be a hotel where there's outdoors activities, where you can mingle quietly with the other guests and talk, casually, and, just feel at home, more or less.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jorgen. Carolina, would you like to go next and tell us how you like to travel?
I like to travel a lot. but I like to save money in accommodation. For example, I prefer to go to a hostel or a hotel with a 2 or 3 stars. But in the other way, I like to spend money in food, in visit to interesting place in that cities, in to meet another culture. So save money in accommodation and spend the rest of my money in another things.
Yeah, good plan.
Yeah.
All right, Anna, tell us how you like to travel.
Okay, I am in the middle as well, like my classmates said. Um, I'm not in if the trip is to go camping or to stay in a hostel. I don't accept it. No way. However, I I don't like splurging money a lot, you know. In and I enjoy having some wins. Granted, can I say have some
What did you say? Wings?
wins? Some wins.
Put it
Granted.
in the chat box for me, will you? Oh, I see.
Can I say?
Yeah, so I would say maybe I like to follow my whims.
Okay, I like to follow my whims, but I don't like wasting money. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, totally. So you kind of like a balance.
Yes, if it is worth it, it's okay, you know. Once in a blue moon, spend a lot of money to go to a fancy restaurant or to stay in a fancy hotel. It's okay because you have something to to tell afterwards, to tell to someone. You have pictures, so it's okay, but not always.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Ken, you're up next.
Yeah, I also want to be in somewhere in the middle, and I like how can I say, very beautiful seaside. So with not so many people, so I would go to such a place, probably Southern Ireland or something.
You like
Then
beachy vacations?
Yeah, beach vacations, and I want to enjoy such tropical ocean. And yeah, and I can find maybe if I stay longer, I can meet some locals and ask them to their recommendation, because usually sightseeing spots are kind of tie-up shops, are not so tasty and but expensive. So I want to dig in. I mean, such a local shops, good local shops.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks for sharing, Ken. And Philip, go next for us. Tell us how you like to travel.
Yes, I like flying. I like sleep in cozy hostel, meeting interesting people, and
Do you prefer resorts then, or something more like a hotel in the city?
hotel in the city. Yes, so meet cozy places and sightseeing too.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Philip.
Thank
Mohammed, you're the last up. Tell us how you like to travel.
It depends on the purpose of the traveling. If it's for pleasure, so I choose the best place. The accommodation should be fancy and comfortable. I don't care much about the food and shopping. If it's for other reasons, such as religion purpose for the Hajj or another thing, I don't care about anything more, anything about the accommodation or the food. So I'm concentrate on the pleasure traveling. I choose the best hotels, which is located near to the iconic things in this cities, so I can save money during the taxi, during to travel from my place to the to other places. That's it all. So my concentration always is about the place, how is it, and the location.
Awesome. Those are important things to consider. All right. So I think everyone has expressed themselves. I'll go last and tell you guys a little how I like to travel. I'm actually kind of extreme. So sometimes, like, I do both, but I do them very separately. There are some trips that I take where I go a place for like 2 months and I couch surf the whole way, so I'm like spending very little money the whole time, and I go for as long as possible and then try to stretch out my funds for like a really long period of time. And then other times, usually if I'm traveling, like if a friend really wants to take a vacation with me somewhere, then we will go all out and we will spend an amazing 4 days that are really expensive. And I think both of them are worth doing. But yeah, so I like both of them, but I kind of usually separate those things. All right.
I was wondering, can you hear me? Oops. Hello? Hello?
Sorry guys, I just got bumped out of class for some reason. Someone was going to say something?
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
Go ahead.
Your decision depends on the city or the time that you have available?
It usually depends on my company. And sometimes, of course, it depends on my time. But, like, if it's something that I am planning, I usually decide to go for a long time. And I try to connect with people that I might know there, or, like, make connections with people in the area so that I can stay somewhere for free, and I know all the the good places to eat that aren't expensive, because touristy stuff tends to be expensive. You go to a touristy restaurant, they're going to charge you twice as much as the one where the locals are eating. So if it's my trip and I get to plan it, that's how I do it. But I also really like to have company, so like sometimes I'll have a friend who says, hey, I'm thinking about going to this place for a few days, do you want to come with? And then usually I go with however they like to travel. So if they want to stay at a really fancy resort and get massages and drink margaritas or whatever other fancy drinks they're drinking, then that's what I do, because I think that's also really enjoyable sometimes.
Good for you.
All right, any other comments or questions before we finish up? My next class is on passive, so it's a little more grammar focused. But I hope to see you guys again, either in that class or another time. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.